Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a wildcard draft for game week 21. If you aren't aware, everybody has been given their second wildcard now, and a lot of people are thinking of using it over the next few game weeks to try and coincide with all the doubles that are apparently coming up. So we're just going to be going over some more options today that you could be bringing in your wildcard draft. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to hit that like button down below. Let's try and hit 35 likes. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're using your wildcard anytime soon. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video. So, starting things off, this is the wildcard draft that I have come up with. But first, I want to go over this, posted by Ben Krellin. Now, if you don't know who Ben is, huge help in the FPL community, puts all his own time and effort, research into these sort of spreadsheets where he kind of predicts game weeks, like double game weeks, triple game weeks coming up in the future. It's been heavily rumored that game week 21 and 22 were going to be double game weeks, but this is just the place to go if you want a lot more information. And again, he does it all himself, puts all his own research into it, spends all his own time, so definitely go check him out. It will be linked in the description down below. But if you do want, like, I don't know, I guess a heads up on which fixtures to kind of tackle for double game weeks and stuff, Ben is definitely the person to follow. But of course, this is just predicted, you know, this is just assumptions. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Ben himself said that the announcement should be coming over the next couple of days, so that could be today or tomorrow. Hopefully it's before the Saturday deadline, so we can make transfers and stuff to kind of coincide with any double game weeks in 21. But as I said, if you are kind of waiting for your transfers and stuff, yeah, definitely don't use them now, because it could change your transfer strategy or anything like that. If, you know, you're thinking of bringing in a certain player, but then another player has a double game week, you know, you're probably going to want to go for them instead. So again, make sure to go drop Ben a follow. It'll be linked in the description down below. But yeah, I've kind of gone on this wildcard draft to tackle players with very likely double game weeks. So it's all really like nicely laid out. It says very likely double game week, 8 to 100%. You've got like unlikely triple game week. You got probable double game week, possible double game week, unlikely single game week, possible blank game week. So it's all put out really nicely. So as you can see, Burnley in game week 21 is very likely for them to have a double game week, or that could also be in game week 22, or they could just have double game weeks in both 21 and 22, which is a very likely option. So Burnley players, not exactly the most, I don't know, attractive players to kind of target in terms of points, but they do have 2 back-to-back double game weeks. You got players for Leicester who have a probable double game week in 21 and then another double game week in 22. So there's kind of things like that that I've kind of tried to, I don't know, sort of just build this wildcard draft around. But anyway, in goal we have Sanchez and De Gea. Now, Brighton and United are both two teams that have got really nice fixtures coming up. Like Sanchez has really good fixtures coming up. Of course, blanks in 24, but that's fine if you have De Gea. And then De Gea, another player with really nice fixtures. And as you can see by the table, Brighton likely to have a double game week very soon, and then United also very likely to have a double game week soon as well. But we know, you basically just have to think all the teams that missed a game, so the likes of Leeds United, Brighton, all those teams, Watford, a massive, like, you want to bring in Watford players now. Maybe not so much Dennis, because he's going to be going off to the AFCON, but you know, Watford have like loads of double game weeks coming up. It's kind of crazy. So King, I think, is a really nice option, and he's on penalties too. But yeah, Brighton and United, definitely players that you want to target, but they also kind of just, I don't know, like, just go really well together, especially in terms of there's like a double game week and you got both of them playing in a double game week. You could just activate your bench boost or something like that. And Sanchez, obviously a really good keeper. Brighton really good at the back this season. De Gea not so well. De Gea has obviously been incredible this season, but United not been so good at the back, so it could cause a headache, and you might see quite a few points on your bench if you do go with this. But you know, it's going to be nice to have for those double game weeks. Then at the back we have Thomas, Reguilon, Cash, Trent and Cancelo. Now Spurs are a team with a load of double game weeks coming up, but of course Reguilon did go off at half-time after picking up a yellow. He isn't injured or anything like that. He was literally taken off because he was already on a yellow and he was going in for like still silly tackles and stuff, so he was going to get sent off. So I think that's the reason Conte took him off. I don't know how many games he would start from all the double game weeks that Spurs are going to get, but I think he's still quite a nice option to have. But the main thing that I've also brought him in for is because You can easily upgrade, because I've still got 1.5 mil in the bank in this wildcard draft. You can easily upgrade him to Diaz after the City play Chelsea, because then they've got Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, and as well as that, after that, Reguilon has I think Chelsea that game week or something. Yeah, so they've got Chelsea, so you can easily just upgrade him to Diaz and just go double City at the back, and then just hopefully have constant clean sheets coming your way. Cash is I don't know, Villa have got really nice fixtures coming up, as you can see. As well as that, they'll have some doubles coming up. They did miss a few games. And I just think Cash is a nice little option this week. And now I am a Forest fan, and obviously Cash used to play Forest, so there's no bias there. I generally just think he's a really, really good player, especially now that Steven Gerrard's coming as well. He's getting a lot more forward. He's a nice little option. Thomas, I think, is someone that a lot of people are overlooking. He's only in 0.8% of teams. He's only 4.3 mil, and look how many games he started. He's literally started and played 90 minutes since game week 13. And also, as well as that, Leicester have a very probable double game week coming up. You know, could even have back-to-back double game weeks in 21 and 22. And as well as that, they've also got really nice fixtures regardless of double game weeks for the next 3. And even though you might not want to play him every single game week, he's just nice to have on the bench. Like, he's playing really, really well this season. Now, that might change when certain players come back, but as of right now, for the really nice fixtures that we've got coming up, he's a really, really good option. Cancelo, I don't really need to talk about. You know, he's just the GOAT. He's just really, really good to have in any kind of team at the moment. And then in midfield, we have Son, Jota, Bowen, Foden, and Rafinha. So, of course, no Salah. Salah does play Chelsea next game week, and as well as that, he goes after that, he goes off to AFCON. So a lot of people are kind of getting rid of Salah now, bringing in Son this week because he does have Watford away. Watford be leaking in goals. There's a lot of double game weeks coming up for Son. I think he's a really, really nice player to bring in. And then obviously people are going to upgrade back to Salah when the hope of AFCON is off and everything like that. Now, you obviously only have 1.5 mil in the bank for this draft, and of course a little bit of that would be used for Diaz, so you wouldn't really have any money left to upgrade to Salah. So what you would have to do is probably just downgrade someone like Rafinha, who, again, there's been reports of him going off to Bayern Munich anyway in January, so he might just not even be an option. You could just probably bring in a Burnley player instead of Rafinha, just to kind of target those double game weeks. So if I bring in I don't know, what are the like Brownhill or someone for Burnley, who's 4.3. You know, he gives you a lot of money in the bank, ready to bring Salah back in and Diaz if you want to upgrade. And as well as that, he has some, you know, not the greatest fixtures coming up, but he's got quite a few doubles, so he could just be a nice little bench option. He's not played a lot of football recently, so it could be a different Burnley midfielder that you go with. I don't even know who Burnley have in midfield, to be fair to you. I'm not gonna lie. If I go to Burnley midfielders, there's not really got a lot of options, to be fair. Nothing that really jumps out at me, to be fair. I don't know, I guess, I mean, Cornet would be perfect, but I think he's still out, so maybe someone like Westwood or something like that for Brownhill. But yeah, there's not a lot of good options for Burnley in the slightest. Bowen, again, just in the form of his life right now, picked up 3 assists. He's really, really nice option right now. And then Foden scored last night, got max bonus. Again, Arsenal, Chelsea, not great fixtures. He seems to be back in Pep's good books now after he went on the pisser. But hopefully, you know, he does start a lot more games now. I think he's definitely in the starting 11 a lot more frequently this season. I think it was just because of the piss up that, obviously Pep was not happy with him at all. And then up front we have Watkins, Antonio, and King. So Watkins is in this team just because of Villa's really nice fixtures coming up. They've got a double coming up as well, hopefully. Antonio's in there again. Should have a double coming up. I'm pretty sure they blanked. I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before. But then, of course, they've also got really nice fixtures coming up. Crystal Palace and Leeds, United, Watford, Leicester, and Newcastle. And then King as well. King has really, really nice fixtures coming up when Dennis goes off to AFCON. So, you know, he's the option, I think, if you're thinking of bringing in a Watford player. Newcastle, Norwich. As well as that, they'll have double game weeks coming up. The bad thing about owning Dennis right now is if he does go after AFCON, which, you know, the reports are saying that he's going to miss double game week 22. Now, he'll obviously play in double game week 21 if Watford get one, which, again, it could be a triple game week. And if that is the case, then a lot of people are probably still going to bring in Dennis for that triple there. But I think King is still the better option too. And as well as that, in a triple game week, are they going to play every single game? I just think Watford's squad depth is just not good enough to be able to rest like King and Dennis. They might not play a full 90 every single game, but I just think King and Dennis are just really, really nice options for that triple if it does go ahead. But again, if you're thinking of bringing one or the other in, I would go with King. He's on pens, he's not going to AFCON, whereas Dennis is. So yeah, even though Dennis is obviously in really good form right now, if he ain't in the UK to play these games, then he's not going to have to do too much about it. But yeah, that's kind of the wildcard draft that I came up with. Again, that last midfielder there, it depends if Rafinha goes off to Bayern Munich or not, because if he doesn't, he does have nice fixtures coming up. I think he's got Burnley next, and then let me find Rafinha. There he is. And as well as that, they will have some double game weeks coming up, and he has Newcastle there after West Ham. But of course, if he does go in January to Bayern Munich, then you'll just have to get rid of him. So I guess it is a chance that you could take. The good thing about this team is everybody plays, so it's a strong bench as well, which of course is something else you want in these COVID times. But apart from that, I mean, you can easily get back to Salah if you downgrade Rafinha or Bowen or someone like that. So yeah, honestly, it's not the worst situation in the world, and it allows you to still go to Diaz as well if you do want to double up on City defence, which I think after the Arsenal and Chelsea game, you're probably going to want to, because they have Southampton, Newcastle, Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Tottenham, Everton, United, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Burnley. I just think, there's some clean sheets in there. There's definitely some clean sheets in there. Of course, there's no Chelsea players in this, because, Chelsea have just not got really anything going for them right now. If I go to Chelsea, I think, honestly, if you have Salah, by the way, I don't know if I would get rid of him this week, because there's so many defenders out for Chelsea right now. Like, James is out, Thiago Silva's out, Chilwell's out, Christensen's out. They've only got, Rudiger, Alonso, Azpilicueta, which are obviously all still really good defenders, but they just don't have any kind of rotation at the back at the moment. So I think if you've got the likes of Salah still, and you don't really want to waste a transfer on him this week before he goes after AFCON, and you want to do it the week after, yeah, of course, Son is a really good option against Watford, but with how depleted Chelsea are at the back, and they couldn't keep a clean sheet anyway, I honestly don't think Salah is a terrible option this week. Captaincy, maybe not, but I don't think he's an awful player to have if you still have him, especially if you want to bring in other players to target the double game weeks and stuff, like the likes of King and players like that. But anyway, that's kind of everything for this sort of wildcard video. I hope I tried to explain a lot of things better. Like I say, if you want to go check out this table, I definitely advise you to. It will be linked in the description down below. But yeah, that's the wildcard draft I've come up with. I'll probably make another one next week, because I know a lot of people are going to be activating it next week to kind of get ready for Game Week 22's double game week. So obviously I'll make one for that. I'll probably do an updated one as well, if we do get the announcements and stuff anytime soon. That's going to be everything from me, though. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.